Mercedes-Benz India has been making great gains in the market in recent times. And this is thanks to the company's top-down approach of bringing their best to our shores. And having said that, we're talking about their AMG lineup. The fifth to come in is the GLA-45 AMG. Priced at about 70 lakhs, this robust crossover promises to be a turbocharged party on four wheels. In terms of visual appeal, the GLA-45 AMG is just the GLA with a ton of testosterone thrown in. You've got a revised front grille, larger air dams on the front, a neat side skirting and front skirting. On the sides, you've got the wheel size up to 19-inch alloys rather than the 17-inch that you found on the regular GLA. The car has been lowered by 15 millimeters to give it that added dynamism. The skirting carries over, and as you move on to the rear, you will see that aggression again, that AMG aggression with this neat rear diffuser and those beautiful exhaust tips. Well, the story with any AMG is the engine, whether it's the G63, the A45, or in our case here, the GLA-45. Over here we've got the world's most powerful series production 2-liter engine, thanks to AMG. This 1991cc engine is capable of churning about 360 PS of power at 6,000 RPM, and it makes 450 Newton meters of torque between 2,250 to 5,000 RPM. What that translates to is the fact that this car can go from 0 to 100 in 4.8 seconds. Aiding that is the AMG Speed Shift DCT 7-speed transmission. All of this works together to give this vehicle that absolute power to the wheels and lets it just unleash hell on tarmac. Get inside the GLA-45 AMG and you'll find that it's strikingly similar to the CLA-45 AMG. Well, they are both AMGs and they deserve that level of touch, I would have to say, in sprucing up the interiors on these cars. You've got great black leather with red stitching. That also dominates the entire look and feel. Red carries over to these fantastic red seat belts as well. And then you've got the chrome, dollops of it here and there tossed around the car, including the seats. All this works to give you a car that's got a very sporty tone to the interiors, and that's exactly what AMG is all about. It's just about being a sporty car, and every element of this car will point you in that direction. The GLA-45 AMG is a beast. I mean, when you've got the world's most powered 2-liter engine under the hood, you can expect no less. So how does this thing drive? Well, it is a Mercedes, so it's got that quintessential brilliant ride quality, luxurious and all that going for it. But it's also an AMG, which means that it is a tarmac scorcher. You've got brilliant ride and handling characteristics, going around corners, flying through them. This car just holds its own and you can really push it. Despite it being a little higher off the ground as compared to the A45 AMG, it still is something that's just absolutely brilliant to push around corners and enjoy the twisty twists. Being a performance machine is not just also about the fact that you've got a brilliant engine or it rides and handles really well. It's also about how the driver feels and how the driver connects to the vehicle. And in that sense, it's an engaging drive. You feel connected, the steering is precise, the response is precise. It's not like a heavy steering that you'll find on a regular luxury mobile. And in that sense, you feel one with the vehicle. You're able to push it and you're able to drive it that much harder and derive that much more fun and driving pleasure out of this machine. Now when it comes to a Mercedes, I have to say, I think those guys think about just about everything. You know, little nuances to the fact that you want to enjoy this vehicle to the maximum, even if you want to use it for everyday use as well. So it comes fitted with a neat little button that allows you to switch modes. Starting off in comfort mode. This is for your everyday driving. You want to cruise around the highway. You don't want those big gusts of power and everything. While it still is rather peppy in this mode, I would say that this is your sort of touring mode and everyday driving mode. Post this, simple click of a button, and you shift into sports mode. The exhaust note goes up a notch. She flies. She just goes for it. If that's not enough for you, again we go back to the little button and we switch over to manual mode. In manual mode, you got total control of what gear you want to be in, thanks to these neat little paddle shifts right here on the steering wheel. And you can just get the most out of this engine, keep that exhaust note right there, keep it in the power band, and just have an absolute hoot behind the wheel. Well, one thing's for certain, the GLA-45 AMG, like every other AMG on this planet, lives up to being an absolute driving machine. You have a blast behind the wheel, it's the thrill of driving on four wheels, and it delivers like every other AMG. But what really makes this vehicle tick? For that, I've called our resident road test editor, Dilip Desai, to help me out.
Hi Vikram.
Hi Dilip.
Well, I just overheard what all you said about the GLA-45 AMG. Everything about the car is tweaked, like the suspension, the brakes, the tire size changed from 17-inch to 19-inch, you name it. Any department on this car has been completely tweaked compared to the GLA and made to perform. In other words, the GLA-45 AMG is nothing but performance to look at, to feel, to drive and to experience.
It's a high-end car that's got a really brilliant performance engineered engine. Yet it also has a practical side to it as well. It seats 5 people, it's comfortable, you can use it as your daily vehicle if you have to. And on that note, this is a vehicle that's for someone who wants to define themselves as separate, someone who wants to be out there and have a little fun. They want to have that added zest to their life. And this vehicle fits the bill perfectly well for a person just like that.